Welcome into this Debbie's Flooring, Sam Adkins Homebuilders Extra Point. I'm Ed Lane. In a recent CBS News survey, 53% of high school football players surveyed indicated they would continue to play through head injuries, and 54% said that they would inform their coach if they sustained such a head injury. That obviously is concerning, especially the fact that 46% would not want to report that to their coach, but it also touches on a couple of interesting points as we get ready for the start of the NFL season and as we are 1 week into the high school and college football seasons. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has taken a very proactive approach in trying to weed out head injuries from the game of football, bounties, as we saw with the New Orleans Saints, whether or not you believe that was the right call or not, and an attitude that he is trying to take out of the game of football that you need to play through head injuries. But it's easier said than done for professional football players who have multi-million-dollar contracts, or even fledgling football players, and we use that term loosely because they are still the elite of the elite, athletes that are on the fringes of rosters but still making a comfortable six-figure salary, at least for their first couple of seasons in the National Football League. Even college football players who have the prospectus of playing on Sundays and see that in their future might be inclined to play through head injuries. But as you go from the NFL down to college, college down to high school, and high school down to the middle school and grassroots level, the percentage of young men who play the game of football, and in some cases young women, drops in terms of ones that legitimately have a chance to be sustaining themselves with a nice, comfortable paycheck. And therefore, the risk of playing through head injuries at the high school level and at the grassroots level is not necessarily worth it. Less than 1% of high school football players end up making it to the National Football League. So the odds are not in their favor. But the thought of Friday night glory for your school, for your community, for your team, they often outweigh the long-term thought. And that's where it's up to schools. Whether it's the school systems themselves, the coaches, the parents, or a combination, to step up to the plate and have qualified neurological experts on the sidelines, as many schools are doing at each of these contests. Putting those people who specialize in understanding concussion-like symptoms and how to make sure you take the necessary steps to prevent players from returning too soon and damaging their health is part of the due diligence of allowing these young men, and in some cases women, to represent their communities and schools. Because at the same time, they represent the future of our areas, and if we're going to do that, you need to put them in a situation where their parents and schools are taking care of their best interest and educating them that while they have a great responsibility and opportunity as high school football players, the odds are not in your favor that if you're a high school football player, even a high school football star, that it's going to translate into a 6 to 7 figure salary come Sunday. With this Debbie's Flooring and Sam Adkins Homebuilders Extra Point, I'm Ed Lane.